Welcome to my review of Season 20, Episode 6 of South Park. If you want to watch the episode, the link is in the description. The name of this episode is Fort Collins. So the episode begins out with Cartman. I guess he's on planet Mars, and they have all kinds of roller coasters and crap, and I guess some kind of civilization. They have women there. Of course, they have Heidi there too. And then it turns out that he's daydreaming, and then he and Heidi are shown eating at a restaurant. Heidi asks what he's thinking about, and Cartman says that he's thinking about how much people could accomplish if people weren't so closed-minded. Then Heidi asks him if he's thinking about his friend Kyle, and she says that Cartman should talk to Kyle about what they're doing pertaining to the trolling business. Then next, Gerald is shown in his office trolling people on the internet. His doorbell rings, and it turns out that it's Dick and the rest of the trolling committee. Dick says that they are there to celebrate the recent accomplishment. Then they come in and they all sit in Gerald's living room and they have beer. And Dick says that they have an entire country to shut off of social media. Then after that, Gerald pulls Dick aside to talk to him, and he says that what they did was a one-time thing. And he doesn't troll to be political, but to laugh and to remember when he was a kid. And then he just asks him, Dick, and the rest of them to leave his house. Next, Mr. Garrison is shown with Randy. Mr. Garrison says that the election is 2 weeks away and they need to destroy the member berries. Randy says that the member berries are resistant to everything that he can find. He burns it with a torch and he puts acid on it, and the berry still doesn't die. Cartman and Heidi talk to Kyle. Heidi says that Cartman feels like he's losing his friend and he's very upset. Then Cartman recalls how Kyle would prove who the troll was no matter what. Kyle says that he just needs to stay in his group. Cartman says he's going to show him what Heidi has been doing working with Denmark. Then Gerald is shown doing more internet trolling. Dick calls him on video chat saying Gerald hasn't been answering his calls, and Gerald says he's just trying to use the internet. Dick starts singing a song about their friendship, and then Gerald just hangs up on him. Then Cartman and Kyle go over to Heidi's house. Heidi says that before she quit Twitter, that she was trying to prove who the troller on the school message board was, and before she stopped searching, she learned something. So they all walk into Heidi's room, and then there's just a room full of pictures of people from the school. Heidi said that she looked for patterns on how students used emojis, and then she referenced that with the troll's writing. She calls it emoji analysis. She said that the way people use emojis gives people away, regardless of the username. And she said, after more searching, she realized that it was an adult, and it was one of the parents. Then next, the Trolltrace.com headquarters are shown. One of the CEO's workers tells him that the internet servers are working, and Trolltrace.com is up and running. And thanks to Heidi's emoji analysis, they have the piece to the puzzle. The website tracked down where the troller is from, which is Colorado. The server will soon say where in Colorado the troller is. Meanwhile, Randy is with Mr. Garrison. They're still trying to find a way to kill member berries, and they just can't find anything that will kill them. Randy says that Mr. Garrison will have to talk to the people and give a speech where he actually talks like a normal human being. Then Cartman goes to Kyle's house so he can talk to him for a little bit. Cartman says when Kyle thought that Heidi wasn't funny, that was lame. Kyle said that she wasn't even trying to be funny. Kyle tells Cartman that when Trolltrace.com is online, anybody can look up anybody's internet history. And Heidi could easily look up Cartman's internet history. Cartman says that Heidi doesn't use the internet, and so he's good. Kyle says that he himself could look up Cartman's internet history and then give it to Heidi. And he knows there's some stuff that Cartman wouldn't want Heidi to know about. And then Cartman flashes back to after he saw Ghostbusters back in the summer, and how he sent an email to Butters about how bad the movie was and how chicks ruined the movie. And then Cartman gets scared and then he runs away somewhere. Next, Dick is showing up at Gerald's house, at Gerald's door, and he tells him that he misses his friend. Dick says that he's sorry if he made Gerald feel upset and he wants to be buddies again. Gerald asks Dick when were they ever friends. He says he doesn't have time for him and he has a life. Dick says that Gerald is just an a-hole, and he said that he thought he was the ultimate rebel and he actually looked up to him. Gerald says that Dick thinks that he's a political activist and all kinds of other crap. And then Dick asks Gerald if hurting people is worth the laughs, and one day he will realize that he doesn't have anyone. Then Gerald just closes the door in Dick's face. At the Trolltrace.com headquarters, they finally find the exact location of the troller, and it is in Fort Collins, Colorado. A member of the trolling committee with the username of MLKKK is shown at his house. A siren goes off, and then he turns on the TV. A news reporter says that if you live in Fort Collins, your internet history might be accessible to the public. Then he gets a phone call from an unknown caller who says that he knows where he lives. And then MLKKK hops into his car and he starts driving. Not to mention, he's not the only one who is affected by this. And then he crashes into another car, and then he gets out the car and runs away, and this man stops him. And he said that he called his daughter R2D2, pours a bucket of some kind of liquid on him, and then he lights a match and he throws it on him, and he is like burning alive. All because he talked bad about his daughter. Next, a news report is shown about Fort Collins being hacked, and Gerald is watching this. And the report says that Denmark successfully exposed the internet troller Anthony Webster, also known as MLKKK, who was burned alive by one of his recent victims. The Danish said this was only a beta test, and the service will soon be available worldwide. Cartman is shown in Mars again, except this time there's a big old storm on the planet. Back in reality, Heidi asks Eric what's wrong. And Eric tells Heidi that back in the summer, Jimmy took his phone and said that he lots of texts and emails from his phone, so everyone will think it's him. And he's afraid that people will see what Jimmy wrote about him, and everyone will think that he wrote it. Heidi says that she's glad that he told him that, and with emoji analysis, everybody will be able to tell exactly where any comments came from. Then once again, Cartman is worried. Then Mr. Garrison speaks before America. He says that by God's grace, that might be the last time they hear from him. When he started the campaign, he said all kinds of stuff because he was angry, and he put that anger into becoming more outrageous. People started listening to him, and that made him feel more powerful. He said that they are all held accountable for what they say and do, and all that matters is how they vote against him. Two men are shown walking into a room. One of them say that the Danish said that they have the ability to pull up anyone's internet history, and they have to act fast. Then Hillary Clinton is shown. She is handed a file with Gerald's picture and internet username, and one of the men say that Trolltrace must be stopped. Hillary asks him who Skank Hunt is, and they say that he is the only one who can save her. And then finally, at the end of the episode, some member berries are shown. And then the member berries push him off of a shelf, and the berry lands in someone's drink. And then a waiter picks it up and gives it to Caitlyn Jenner, and then she drinks it. So I guess that Caitlyn Jenner is going to be affected by this member berry crap. I don't understand. But they'll probably explain it next episode. And that's the end. Yeah, thanks for watching this video. Thumbs up if you liked it. I hope this video was helpful, summing up what happened in the episode. Follow me on Twitter at ILUMoreThanThis. If you like my shirt, I'll leave the link to where you can buy it. If you didn't like the video, oh well. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Okay? Bye.